With Vezot Habracha, we complete the reading of the Torah, and then we immediately jump right back to the beginning to start over again with Genesis. But let's take a few minutes now to linger in the sense of completion and ponder the significance of the entire Torah. We've been learning many different lessons from the Torah one week after another all year. And the way I would gather them all together into one message would be to say that the Torah is about adding light to the world. The book of Proverbs, Sefer Mishlei, says, Torah is light. What does that mean? The rest of the verse offers three parallel clauses that can help to clarify what it means. The commandment is a candle. Torah is light. And correcting rebukes are the way of life. The light of Torah is a light to show us the path and a light to awaken us. The Torah is a call to keep your eyes open to that truth. It is an opportunity to constantly seek to illuminate your own flaws, the ways we cause harm and the ways we can improve and cause more good. Torah is the light of elucidation, the light of clarity. Torah is the light of empathy, of seeing the other and seeing yourself. The end of our portion and the end of the whole Torah tells of Moshe's death. Chapter 34, verse 7, tells us that when Moshe died, though he was 120 years old, his eyes had not darkened. Moshe, the bringer of Torah, the teacher of Torah, clings to light throughout his life. Though he had mixed relationship with speech and even with action over his life, Moshe's eyes never darkened. He never abandoned a constant life path of doing the hard work, of seeking moral clarity and understanding. Many read the verse as saying that Moshe's eyes did not darken, even after he died. Rabbi Shlomo HaKohen Rabinowitz, a Hasidic leader in Poland in the first half of the 19th century, explains that the signs and wonders, the otot, that Moshe did before the eyes of Israel were actually the letters, the otiot of the Torah that Moshe taught Israel. And therefore, as long as we continue to study those letters of Torah today, Rabinowitz says, even after his death, Moshe is the one who enlightens our eyes. Moshe's eyes not darkening means that Moshe's legacy continues to bring light to our eyes. As we loop back to Parshat Bereshit, to witness God commanding light into existence at the very beginning of the process of creation, our tradition identifies this first light of creation as different from the physical light you and I are commonly familiar with. It's a deep, primordial light. According to the sages, a person could see from one end of the world to the other with that light, and after a few bad generations, God hid that original light away. The Kabbalistic masterpiece, the Zohar, whose name means shining, teaches that the primordial light is not simply hidden away. Rather, the light is planted in the world like seeds in a garden, and that Torah comes from that light. Those seeds of light and that Torah planted all around us produce fruit and sustain the world. 20th century physics found that two entirely different models are needed to understand light. On the one hand, light behaves like particles, like separate individual items that move in a stream and encounter other objects one after the other. On the other hand, light behaves like a wave, a phenomenon that is spread out through space that we see interfering with itself. The nature of the Torah as light also carries these two meanings. On the one hand, the Torah is a pursuit for each particular individual, each individual as a particle. The Midrash teaches that when we receive Torah at Sinai, the voice of God split into many voices, so that each person heard a different voice. Each person heard a voice tailored to that particular individual. Torah is a light by which each person must interrogate their behavior. It's an illumination for character development and self-realization. Torah is an enterprise of each soul in relationship with the divine. These are the mitzvot ben adam lamakom, the commandments between a person and God, ritual and practice that offer an inner light experience. In this realm of light, as particles, we learn from Torah largely individualistic or existentialist lessons. Besides the mitzvot ben adam lamakom, the commandments between a person and God, the Torah is also full of the mitzvot ben adam lachavero, commandments between people for creating a harmonious, just society, a sound collective. And in the wave model of light, there is no sense talking about an individual at all, only a continuous field. In the case of physical light, that is, electromagnetic fields in space. In the analogous case of Torah, perhaps that field is humanity or all of creation. Torah is a collective truth that is a light across the generations. Torah illuminates based on what we put out into the world, and Torah reflects communal holiness and social repair. Members of the school of Rabbi Isaac Sagi Nahor, a 12th to 13th century Kabbalist of Spain, teaches that in truth the Torah is not even separated into words and sentences with independent meanings, but rather that the whole of the Torah is one long name of God. By the way, Rabbi Isaac's appellation, Sagi Nahor, means great light, which is actually a way of referring to the fact that he was physically blind. And the Talmud teaches that just as we declare God's oneness, God declares our collective oneness. In identifying the Torah as light, I want to be careful not to give the wrong impression. This does not mean that Torah hides or ignores the dark. Torah is full of shadows too, the shadow side of human existence. Learning and living Torah is not an exercise of naivete, of believing that we live only in light. On the contrary, through Torah, we strive to cast light and observe what shadows emerge, and then strive to cast more light. Furthermore, light is not an automatic result of learning the Torah. Torah is light, but it is not a light switch. It is entirely possible to listen to the Torah reading every week, even to learn Torah in depth, and then to put out darkness rather than light. It is our relationship with the Torah that has the potential to provide and create light, and it is our calling to relate to the Torah so that it does. As we pause here between in all the mighty hand and in all the great terror, which Moses wrought in the sight of all Israel, the closing of Deuteronomy, and in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth, I invite you to reflect back at our last year of learning from the Torah and commit to finding in the Torah a source of light to nurture your own spiritual self and a source of light to radiate out as a part of the great world. Shabbat Shalom.